They don't talk about it openly, but every woman knows it. There's something about certain older men that pulls them in. It's not the wrinkle count, the gray hair, or the years on the calendar. It's something deeper, something most younger men can't fake, can't buy, and can't even understand until they've lived enough life to earn it. And here's the twist. The very thing society tries to tell men to hide, their age, their scars, their calmness, are often the exact things that make them magnetic. So today, we're going to break down the weird things that make older men attractive, and how Stoicism sharpens those traits into quiet, unstoppable power. The calm that comes from experience. When you're younger, every little thing feels urgent. A delayed text, a subtle look, a change in tone, you spiral because you don't have the perspective to understand that none of it matters. Older men, they've been through the storms, they've watched chaos come and go, they've faced heartbreak, failure, loss, and survived. And because of that, they radiate something younger men can't: calm presence. A Stoic man knows that control begins and ends with the self. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you bring that into your interactions, women feel it. They feel safer, more grounded, and more drawn to you because your energy tells them, no matter what happens, I don't break. And in a world full of men who panic at the first sign of uncertainty, that calm is intoxicating. The gravity of purpose. Here's something few men understand. Women are drawn to men who live for something beyond them. An older man often has something younger men don't: direction. He's no longer trying to prove himself to everyone. He's built skills, forged discipline, maybe even failed enough times to know what truly matters. And that gives him gravity, the kind of presence that says, I know where I'm going, and if you want to come along, you'd better keep up. Seneca said, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. When you have your port in your purpose, women sense it. They feel that you're not desperate for their validation because your life is already full, already meaningful. That's the paradox. The man who doesn't need them is the man they can't stop thinking about. The unpolished confidence. You know what's weirdly attractive? A man who doesn't try so hard. Younger men often think they need the perfect clothes, the perfect car, the perfect line. But older men know better. They've learned that quiet confidence beats forced perfection every single time. It's the way an older man walks into a room without needing to announce himself. The way he listens more than he talks. The way he holds eye contact without flinching. This isn't arrogance. It's the product of years of knowing who you are and more. Importantly, who you're not. Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. And that's what makes this confidence so magnetic. It's rooted in freedom, the freedom of not needing to impress anyone. The strength of scar, tissue. You know what women secretly admire? Scars. Not always the physical kind, though those too, but the invisible ones. The evidence of battles fought and survived. Maybe it's the man who's built himself back after a brutal divorce. The man who lost everything and rebuilt. The man who's tasted failure and still walks tall. Those scars tell a story. This man can take a hit. This man doesn't crumble when life gets hard. And here's the Stoic truth. Women aren't attracted to pain, but they are attracted to resilience, to strength forged in fire. Because in those scars, they see proof. If this man can handle life, he can handle me. The silence that speaks. Most men talk too much. They over-explain, overshare, overcompensate. But older men, they've learned the power of silence. They don't rush to fill every gap in conversation. They don't blurt out their feelings just to get approval. They let their presence, their actions, and their energy do the talking. And that silence, that controlled, intentional silence, makes women lean in. It creates mystery. It forces attention. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Older men embody that. They don't chase validation, so they don't need to speak just to be heard. The energy of detachment. Here's a truth that younger men hate to hear, but older men live effortlessly. You can care without clinging. When you've lived long enough, you understand that people come and go. That attraction isn't ownership. That connection is a choice, and choice means freedom. That detachment, that ability to enjoy a woman's company without needing to control her, creates an energy younger men can't replicate. It's not coldness, it's self-respect. It's the quiet message that says, I want you, but I don't need you, and if you walk away, my world will keep turning. That energy? That's addictive when the power of time. Here's the final weird thing. Time itself. The years, the experiences, the failures, the lessons, they've all shaped you into someone sharper, calmer, and more grounded. Time strips away the noise. It teaches you that less is more. Fewer words, fewer people, fewer distractions, but far more depth. And women, whether they admit it or not, are drawn to depth. They're drawn to men whose lives aren't surface level, men who carry history, wisdom, and a kind of quiet authority that can only be earned. How Stoicism sharpens these traits. Here's what makes the Stoic older man stand out. He doesn't just age, he evolves. His calm isn't laziness, it's control. His silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. His detachment isn't coldness, it's confidence. Stoicism turns years into wisdom, scars into strength, and experiences into quiet magnetic power. And when you bring that into every room you walk into, you don't have to chase validation. You don't have to prove your worth, you simply exist. And that's enough to draw the right people towards you and the 1% mindset. So if you're an older man or becoming one, now stop believing the lie that your value fades with age. Stop trying to compete with younger men on their terms. Because the truth is, your age is an advantage. Your scars are an advantage. Your calm, your silence, your detachment. They're all advantages. Own them, sharpen them, live them. Because at the end of the day, women aren't drawn to perfection. They're drawn to presence. And the older Stoic man, grounded in himself, is the rarest kind of presence there is. That is the 1% mindset. That is what makes you magnetic. And that is what makes older men truly, undeniably hot.